Hey everybody, it's Haley. I'm doing my 10-month update video on testosterone today, and we have a special guest, my girlfriend Lena, and we're just going to be talking about what it's like to date a trans person and questions that she gets asked a lot or I get asked a lot, and I'm just going to ask her the questions and then she's just going to answer them how she feels and like what she says and stuff like that. So the first one people ask her sometimes is, what's it like to date a trans person?
Well, and I think that's just a ridiculous question because what's it like to date any other person? You're dating the person that you hopefully care about and you love, and whatever bits and pieces they may or may not have doesn't really, it shouldn't be why you're dating that person, I would say. So I've always just dated who I was attracted to, and my person happens to be trans.
Sweet. And people have asked also, this is something that Lena gets a lot. They'll say, so what are you now? Like, are you a lesbian or are you, what are you kind of thing, which is really stupid, but I mean,
that gets to me because I've always dated men and been with men. I've dated a couple other girls as well, and like I said before, I'm attracted to a specific kind of person and what they do and their hopes and dreams and what they care about doing. So the fact that anyone, when I dated a girl, everyone's like, "Ooh, are you a lesbian now?" All concerned as if I'm like a different person suddenly, and I was like, "No, I'm just in love with this person." So same goes for now. I'm dating a trans man. I can't find myself changing the sexuality. I feel like I think I'm the same person. I couldn't say that I fit in any box of like I'm straight, I'm bi, I'm a lesbian. Now I'm queer in every way apparently. So I haven't ever introduced myself as a queer person.
You're the queen queer.
I'm queen queer,
oh my
apparently.
God.
But it's not a part of my identity, I would say. So
yeah, you're just you. People...
Screw you all who think I need to
people
suddenly
just like
change and call myself by a different sexuality category.
People like to categorize things. Then the last thing that people ask is what was it like when I came out to you?
Yeah, so that really wasn't surprising to me. I met Haley 2.5 years ago and it was a great meeting. And I immediately fell in love with this character, and he was still she at that point. And probably initially on, I asked him, I was like, "Do you think you're a boy? Do you want to be a boy?" Because he really dressed pretty masculine. And he said, no, I just like to dress like this. I was like, okay. So then slowly but surely, when we started dating and he started to come out as trans, it really was no surprise for me. I was like, great, okay, about time.
Yeah, it was more gradual. It wasn't like I sat her down and I was
no, we didn't have that talk, and it was pretty predictable. And I tried to tell him that about his friends as well, that it wouldn't be weird to tell our friends because it wouldn't be a surprise to them either, and it really wasn't. I mean, everyone's like, great, that's wonderful. And then people always ask me, well, oh my God, so now he's taking testosterone, like, are you okay? Are you going to stay together? It's like, of course. I mean, I think the testosterone is just making him more of who he is and stronger in what he is as a character and as a professional, as just a man. He's incredibly confident. That's changed so much. And so if I fell in love with him as a little bit less confident, why wouldn't I not fall more in love with him as he became more who he is? So
yeah. Yes. And we were talking about too, like, the other thing is it's kind of funny because people are like, oh, you know, like oh, how that must be hard in your relationship and stuff, but it's actually sometimes easier, I think, because like she was saying, like, you know, she can talk about bloody tampons, and I'm like, yep, been there, done that. And I kind of, you know, I've had both experiences kind of, so I can be more understanding about some things, I guess.
Definitely. I think Haley's got the perspective of having been filled with estrogen at times and really emotional. And now having that a little bit different, he's able to relate to when I do have that still. So it's great. We can talk about it, and he's actually had the experience of it. And he also has really good insight on both sides, so masculine and feminine. So when he hangs out with his guy friends at work, he can relate to that side, but then he can also like check into a woman's perspective and maybe fill those guys in on what they're lacking a little bit. So it's pretty cool, both sides.
It's an interesting position to be in. It's a good one, I think. Yeah.
And I think for people that really strongly identify as lesbian and then their partner comes out as trans, that might be difficult because they really are passionate about their lesbian lifestyle. But I feel like taking testosterone, it does not change the person's core, their values, the person they are. It just blossoms that person to their full capacity, really. So Haley started out as a bud when I first met him, and now he's a full-grown flower. So he's just growing into his person.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully that answers some questions for you guys, or for people that are interested. We just wanted to answer those on here just because I think it's interesting, and not everyone has the same experience when they're trans with the person that they're dating or people that they date. So we're just giving you our perspective. But and this is just 10 months update on testosterone, and yay! So thanks for listening, you guys.